Here's the reality. Most appointments are lost before the listing pitch ever starts. I want you to picture this. A seller on the fence, calendar blocked for a 45-minute appointment, and within 5 minutes, the agent either has a clear path to a signed listing or a polite goodbye. Today, I'm walking you through the first 5 framework that flips stalled conversations into decisions. I'll start with a quick case study that shows exactly how it works in the wild. 90 seconds, an agent had a seller who'd been passive for weeks. I'm thinking about selling this summer. Vague, non-committal. The agent used a 45-second agenda, a one-line authority statement, then asked the right intent question. In the next 2 minutes, they delivered one high-value insight about pricing comps that the seller hadn't seen, previewed a compliant next step, and closed for a micro-commitment. If what I show you makes sense, can we schedule the listing paperwork for next week? Seller said yes. Signed listing 3 days later. That's not luck. That's structure.
Let's be honest. The difference there wasn't charisma. It was a time-boxed process that protected the agent's calendar and pushed the appointment toward a measurable outcome. That's what actually matters here.
Reframe. Most agents treat the opening 5 minutes like coffee with a neighbor. That trains low intent. If you want better outcomes, you have to buy control politely and predictably. The first 5 framework gives you 6 repeatable elements to do that: an agenda, authority, intent ladder, a short value map, a controlled offer preview, and a micro-commitment close. The conversion goal is simple: clarify intent, pre-sell value, and leave with the next action.
We'll walk each element, and I'll flag where most agents leak time or give away value. Sound good?
Element 0, the time-boxed agenda. This is your 20 to 60-second opener that asks for permission to lead. Say something like, I want to run a quick 20-minute agenda so we both get the answers we need. Is that okay? That line grants permission to steer, sets expectations, and gives you a clock, which is critical. Let me be clear. This isn't rude. It signals professionalism and protects your time.
That sounds good, but doesn't scale if it's vague. Add a one-line preview of what you'll cover. We'll confirm your why, look at market reality, and I'll show you the next practical options. That creates a measurable expectation for both sides.
Element 1, the one-line authority. Formula, relevant role, plus short result, plus quick credibility. Examples. I'm Cody Sturgis. I help sellers in this neighborhood close above list price using targeted buyer outreach. Or a shorter variant. I sell 70% of my listings in under 30 days in this market. Dial it back when the seller is sensitive. Keep it factual, not boastful. Use it to pre-sell trust in 10 to 15 seconds.
Let's pressure test that. Don't inflate numbers. Use verifiable local metrics or a concrete proof point. If you can't back the claim, use the consultative version. I work with sellers here, and my clients expect a fast, predictable process.
Element 2, the intent ladder. This is 3 progressive questions designed to reveal commitment quickly. Start soft. What's motivating you to consider selling right now? If low intent answers come back, just seeing, move to a mid-level. Do you have a timeline you're hoping for? If the timeline is concrete, escalate. Reframe the appointment outcome to a diagnostic call, not a listing appointment.
And track every signal in your CRM. Intent flags, timeline, reason for selling, and urgency trigger a high intent tag. Low intent answers trigger nurturing sequences. Systems matter. Otherwise, you'll keep recycling the same low probability calls.
Element 3, the 90-second value map. This is the money. Give one concise insight that pre-sells your expertise without doing the work for free. Structure it: 1-sentence context, 1 relevant data point, 1 short implication for the seller. Example: in this neighborhood, properties priced within the comp band sell 12 days faster. Given your home's orientation and recent updates, we'd likely position it slightly above the comp band to capture premium buyers, which means tighter days on market but a narrower buyer pool. I'll show you exactly how we'd reach those buyers. That's 90 seconds tops. It positions you as the expert and gives the seller something tangible to judge you on.
Make the data local and relevant. Don't use national stats. Tie the implication to a real action, pricing, staging, or marketing, so the seller sees a next step. If you make it actionable, they'll evaluate you against your plan, not against other agents' brochures.
Element 4, controlled offer preview.
This is where you gently position your service as the logical next step without pitching price. Use compliant language. If the numbers and timeline match what you want, the next thing I'd recommend is a formal proposal that outlines the strategy and costs. We can review that together in a second meeting or sign when you're ready. That phrase keeps you ethical. You're informing, not pressuring. Let me be clear. Don't lowball or promise outcomes you can't document.
Add a micro schedule. If we move forward, drafting the proposal takes 48 hours and we'd meet for 20 minutes. That makes the process tangible and reduces ambiguity, which increases commitment.
Element 5, the micro-commitment close. 3 tonal variants: direct, consultative, warm. Direct. If that approach aligns with you, can we lock the paperwork for next Thursday? Consultative. If what I showed makes sense, would you like me to prepare a proposal so we can review next steps? Warm. If that sounds helpful, I can put together some options and we can decide together next time. Would you like that? Use the variant that matches your personal style and the seller's temperament. If you're serious about scaling, pick one and rehearse until it feels natural.
Quickly on objection handling. 3 common ones and short scripts. Objection: I want to wait for the market. Response: I get that. When you say wait, what decision date are you imagining? If your timeline is flexible, we can map options so you're ready. Objection: Can I think about it? Of course. Before you do, what would you need to see from me to feel comfortable moving forward? Objection: What does this cost? I'll include pricing in the proposal. If the strategy aligns with your goals, we'll review the investment together and you can decide. These preserve the agenda and the relationship.
Implementation, your 7-day role-play pilot. Day 0, pick your tonal variant and memorize the agenda and micro-commit phrases. Days 1 to 3, mandatory 3-day rehearsal. 3 recorded role-plays per day, time-stamped. Days 4 to 7, live tested calls with real leads, logging intent flags and outcomes. Benchmarks, expect show rate lift of 10 to 30% if you stick to the framework, and improved appointment-to-offer ratios within a week. Record everything and compare KPIs against the baseline template we provide.
And the metrics you must track: show rate, appointment to offer, time to sign, and the intent tag conversion. If one metric lags, tweak the corresponding element, e.g., low show rate equals agenda clarity and scheduling friction. Low appointment to offer equals value map or micro close clarity.
Ethics and compliance. One-line guideline. Inform, don't pressure. Keep pricing language factual and only state outcomes you can document. We include a short pricing language checklist in the playbook. No guarantees, no inflated metrics, cite local data sources. Scripts can sound robotic if you don't adapt them. That's a real risk. So internalize tone with roleplay and use the 3 tonal variants we give you.
Risks considered: robotic delivery, rushing discovery, and language that sounds manipulative. Mitigations applied: mandatory rehearsal, a 60-second discovery pocket built into the 5 minutes, an ethics line in every script, and the compliance checklist. We also provide templates for KPI tracking so you can validate results after week 1.
Close. Quick takeaway. Control the opening, pre-sell value, and get a micro-commitment. If you do that, you'll stop taking calls you shouldn't and start turning more appointments into offers. If you're serious about scaling, commit to the 3-day rehearsal and the 7-day pilot. The playbook gives you scripts, KPI templates, and the ethics checklist. Before we go download the 1-page First 5 playbook at agentlionsden.com/first5. Record and timestamp your first role play and compare the numbers after 7 days. If the playbook lands for you and you want to scale this into a predictable system, visit the site and book a strategy call. Operate like a business owner.